everyone, you're watching X World and I'm back again with another video. Alright you guys, today is the story time. Alright guys, I asked you guys in the poll like what you want me to cover in this story time, and you guys were like, we want to know about your past relationship and what is your current status. And I was like, you know what, if you want to know that, I will tell you, because I have really cool stories. You might have seen, if you have not already, I'm gonna link the video here. I played a potato game with my sister, and yeah, and there was a little story that came out of my mouth at that point in time, and I thought, you know what, it would be so cool if I can get a story time and give you all the details about that, because that's a part of my past relationships that's going to be really interesting. So please watch the video till the end, and if you have not already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell if you have not already, if you want to see this face again. And I'm really sorry I've not been so active on YouTube for a couple of weeks now, because my sister's getting hitched next month. Woohoo! My sister's getting hitched and I'm super duper excited, and the repercussion to that is that I'm super duper busy as well. But I'm just waiting for things to get calmed down, but because right now the situation is in a chaos. Like literally things are taking its toll on us because the time is less and we have a lot of things to do. So I'm just waiting for the things to calm down so I can get back on that trail where I do videos at least 5 days a week. But it's gonna take a little bit of time, and I hope you guys can wait for me till then. And yeah, I'm really sorry guys, but I will try and do every single request of yours as soon as possible. But for now guys, we need to get to this story time, and I'm super excited right now because this is the best way where I can get connected to you guys and we can share each other's experiences. And so I decided to basically divide this section into 3 parts, where I'm gonna talk about my past relationship, my current situation, and also what I look for in a guy when I think about a relationship or dating. So I think part 1 is gonna be about what I look for in a guy, and then second part is gonna be, because that has something to do with the story that I'm gonna tell you about my past relationship that I had, the last relationship that I had. And also the third part is gonna be what is my current situation, what's going on right now in my life. And yeah, so we're gonna cover all of this today, so stay tuned guys, and let's go to part 1. Okay guys, so first I'm gonna let you guys know, because if you guys have not seen, I played potato game with my sisters, where I was playing that game with hot TikTok guys, and there I spilled a little beans about my past relationship, and I asked you guys if you guys want to know about this story, and a lot of you guys wanted to know, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a story time where I'm gonna tell you guys about it. And yeah, so if you have not seen that video, I'm gonna link it up here. You guys can go and watch that video where I play the potato game, and you're gonna enjoy it as well. And let's see how many potatoes you give away. And I've also, if you guys don't know what's a potato game, I've explained the game before I started playing it. So yeah, and now let's get back to the guy, the kind of guy, or the standards of guy. No, wait. Standards is the wrong way to put it. The things that I look for in a guy. So first thing is definitely race is no bar. Like I think every single race is beautiful in its own. I have dated a few guys out of my race, so I can pretty much say that it's challenging. No doubt it's challenging. It does have its own pros and cons. My first ever relationship was with a Korean American guy, and it was challenging. It was really challenging, and it was so different. And if you guys are wondering how my makeup changed, I had to go out for some work, and I came back, and I'm gonna continue with what I was saying. So as I said, that it was, the experience that I had was really challenging. It was different, and it was really interesting. I got to see many different aspects of getting into a relationship and stuff like that, because when you have like a certain thing in your mind, okay, this is how things work according to you, and things don't go that way, then you get new experiences. Sometimes you get uncomfortable with it, but it was not an uncomfortable experience, but it did end on not a really good level. It did end on a really bad side, I would say, because there were certain things that I didn't agree to, and there were certain things that he was expecting. So yeah, and the biggest part of it was that I am not into people who are really, really clingy, and I need my personal space. And this is also really, really important for my personal mental health. I need space. I need space for myself. I need space with my friends. I need space within myself so that I can have like a really constant focus in life, like what's happening and what I want things to be like. So, but he could not respect the space that I wanted, and things ended on kind of a bad note. But then eventually there was few more, but yeah. So first part was we're gonna go and know, like as I was saying, the racist snowball. We're gonna go on point number 2. So point number 2 is that I really like tall guys, and the reason being that I'm really short. Okay, I think I am probably 5 or 5'1", somewhat like that. So I'm quite short. So to compensate for my own height, I prefer tall guys. And really, I don't know about you guys, but I personally feel that the height difference between a guy and a girl is really, really cute. Not all people think like that, but I believe that the height difference between a guy and a girl is kind of cute, you know? And yeah, so the thing is that I really like tall guys. And the third point is I like guys who wear really good cologne. Cologne plays a really big part when it comes to me. Like, I personally feel that when you smell good, you give like kind of good vibes to the person who is sitting with you or who is with you at that point of time. And I am very specific about colognes. I don't like it like too hard, but then I like a manly kind of smell. I like it. So I don't know why I said manly. I mean like really fresh. When you have like a fresh cologne, you're like, yeah, you get like good vibes, you get good feeling. I don't know if I'm even making sense at this point or not, but I like people who wear good cologne. And next point is really major point, and that is the person should be really, really good at talking. See, when I meet people for the very first time, I know I'm really talkative, like I blabber a lot, I'll talk a lot. But when we meet for the very first time, I can be really shy. I can be really, really reserved. I can be really conservative. So I need someone who can put on efforts by initiating the conversation and keep the conversation going until I feel comfortable with you. So if you cannot initiate a conversation, and this happened actually, see, nowadays like everybody's on social media, and there's a lot of people that slide into my DMs, and even on Facebook and stuff like that. They keep texting me like, oh, please talk to me like one time, please talk to me, and stuff like that. And then when you actually give them a chance to talk, they have nothing to say. Like absolutely nothing to say. And I'm not like even exaggerating. This happened one time where there was one guy who kept getting into my DMs. I was like, yeah, please talk to me like one time. Can you just give me a chance to talk to you? There's something I need to talk to. And I was like, it was pretty good time that he was texting me for. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give him a chance to talk. And then when I actually started talking to him, every time he was like, so what else? So what else? And this is like one of the no point. Like if you can't keep the conversation going, what were you talking about before? Like what exactly you wanted to talk to me? Like what exactly you were thinking that you should or you would be talking to me? Because now when I'm talking to you, you have nothing to say. So if the person is not confident or can't keep the conversation going or initiate the conversation, no, there will be issues between us. So yeah, That would be another point. And the person needs to be a dog lover. I love dog. I own a lab, and she is the most beautiful creature on this earth for me. I'm a big dog lover. Like, not just her, I like all the dogs except for Pitbull, I guess, and there's a certain reason why I don't like them. But then, yeah, I kind of like all dogs. And yeah, I think the person who should be with me, I mean, a person who would be with me should also like dogs. If you like dogs, yeah. Just let's just put it this way. You should like dogs. Yeah, I guess I pretty much said a lot of things. One point more is that I personally like tattoos and piercings. It's not that you need to have it. I mean, if you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't. But do not expect me to not have it. Because I remember I had 9 piercings in my ears, like 5 this side, 4 this side. Obviously, I had it before I started working, and then when I started working, I had to take it out. And but I still prefer to wear it whenever I feel like. And I'm gonna get a tattoo soon because I didn't get it before. Again, the same reason was that I was trying to settle down before I get it, and I was waiting for the right time. And I think this is the perfect time where I can get it. And if you guys want, I can I can record a vlog of me getting my first ever tattoo, or I can make a video where I'm gonna reveal it. So you guys can let me know like how you guys want it to be. Yeah, so I think this is my body, right? So if I want to have piercings, if I want to have tattoo, that is my personal choice if that I should get it on or not. I don't want somebody who try to impose their thinking on me and say, oh, you should not do this or that. You know, I don't need your permission to do something on my own body, right? So yeah, this is another point, because I had that one experience and I was pissed at that point in time too. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered every single thing. If I might have still 2 or 3 points left, I'm gonna put it up here, and if not, I think I have pretty much covered everything. For me personally, the physical outlook is not as important as the kind of compatibility I share with the person, and that comes with the kind of initiations you have, the kind of the amount of conversations you have with each other. And yeah, I think this kind of matters to me more than the physical appearance. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we're gonna go to part 2 of this video. So part 2 is the story time that I was waiting to tell you guys about. So this story starts last year, 2019. So I met this Brazilian guy in Hongdae in Thursday party. So I used to go a lot in Thursday party, usually on Saturday night once we are done with our university and work. So me and my friends go there and chill and hang out and talk to different people. So Thursday party is a place where all the foreigners gather together. Usually there's like, most of the time there are just foreigners there, not the native people. So they talk and, you know, get to know each other. So we go to this place like every Saturday, and one very fine night, me and my friends, we visited this place, Thursday party. Now, one thing is, if you want to enter Thursday party, you need to have your identity card where it says what's your age, because there's alcohol involved, and if you are underage, you cannot enter the place. So me and my friends, we entered the place, and it was such a pleasant night. It was like we were hanging out and we were having like fun. We were like having fun there. And suddenly I see there's like one guy coming in, and he was tall, having that golden tan glowy skin, and he was a little bit muscular and having really beautiful smile. So see, for me, if a person has a really good smile, like my smile comes like automatically. If somebody's like smiling and looking at me, I smile. Like that's so natural. That comes so natural to me. Like if someone's smiling at me, I'm gonna smile back at you. It does not, I don't care like if I know you or not, but like I think this is a very good way of communicating or giving good vibes to each other. So like So that person entered and I was mesmerized. I was mesmerized by his beauty, the way he was walking, the way he was smiling and everything, and I was like melting inside. Like, this is not even exaggeration, I was literally melting. And for my friends who know me, they know like this does not happen with me really often. So I was like melting away, and this person sat down at a table beside our table. So we were sitting in a way where I was sitting this way and he was sitting that way. So we were like facing each other. So I was like trying to take glances at him, and I was trying to be like really sleeky. I was thinking in my mind, oh my god, I'm sleeky. I can look at him and he wouldn't notice, but that didn't happen that way. I was not. He kind of noticed me like taking glances at him, and in my mind I was thinking, okay, stop, you should not glance at him again. But then the more you try to tell your brain you should not do it, your brain somehow does not listen to you. And as much as I was thinking that I should not glance at him, I glanced one more time. And that time we had kind of an eye lock, and yeah, so it was, I got shy. Suddenly I got really shocked, and I was like, okay, so I should not watch him again. And I started to try to ignore the person. I started talking to my friends. I tried to focus on my friends instead. And yeah, and then after 5 minutes, I guess, that person shows up on our table and standing beside me, and he was like, hey, I was looking at you looking at me, is there something that you need to tell me? And I got scared, I was embarrassed, I was feeling awkward, and then I was making like hundreds of excuses in my mind, but nothing came out of my mouth. Like, literally nothing came out of my mouth. And I was like, oh my god, what should I say? I should say something, or he's gonna think I'm a weirdo. So I was thinking so many things. Okay, you can say this, you can say that, but nothing came out of my mouth. And then he started laughing, and I was like, hey, relax, I was just kidding, you don't need to feel like awkward or embarrassed. I was trying to make a conversation. And I was like, well, I'm not sure if it was the best way to start. But then he was like, okay, is it okay if I sit at your table? And I was like, in my mind I was like, oh god, come on, sit, okay. And then I was like, in my mind, like, there was so many things going on. And then I was like, okay, sure. And then he joined us on our table, and he said hi to my friends, and then we started talking, like, and I remember that day we talked like till 4:30 a.m. because by 5, I guess, you need the thing starts to calm down, in Thursday Party. Till the time like it turns 5, things were on a lower end, and everything, the people, they started to pull the chairs back and stuff. So it was time to go. And this person was like, hey, do you want to have breakfast? Like, in McDonald's we can have some pancakes. And I was like, I do love pancakes, but then I'm not in a mood for pancakes, and I think it is better if I go back home, because I was really tired. It was like first time that I was sitting all night through, because I love dancing, guys. You know what? I love dancing. So most of the time I do a lot of dancing and having fun with my friends. But that night I was sitting at one place for so many hours. My back was aching, and I was like, okay, you know what, I need to. And surprisingly, he offered me a drink, and I said, I don't drink. And then he was like, oh really, then I think I would not drink as well. And I thought it was really sweet gesture, although I don't mind people drinking, obviously, like most of my friends drink. So but then I was like, okay, it is a sweet gesture, that he is keeping things in mind and stuff like that. So yeah, and then he was like, okay, if you don't mind, like, I can drop you back home. And I was like, you know what, you don't need to, because I was living in Hongdae at that time. After that I shifted to Shincheon, but like at that point in time I was living in Hongdae with a couple of my friends. So I was like, oh, it's just like a 15 to 20 minutes walk from here, and I can do that alone. It's not a big deal. And then he was like, no, actually it's okay. I can, drop you off. We can walk if you don't want to go like that. So I was like, okay. So we walked till our home. And when he was going with me, we still were talking about different things, and it was so easy to talk to him. It was so natural. He kept the conversation going. Like somehow between when we started talking, in between, it was there were certain couple of awkward moments where I hesitated, but then he got me out of my hesitation by making funny conversations and stupid things. And yeah, it was like the perfect kind of guy. So I was like, okay, so I reached my home and I was like, okay, you should leave now. And then he was like, hey, is it okay if we add each other on Kakao? And I was more than happy to add him on Kakao, and I was already mesmerized by him. So I was like, okay, it's okay. We can have a word on Kakao as well. So we added each other on Kakao, and after a couple of days, I guess I was kind of busy with my work, and also I had my exams. I remember we were talking on Sunday night. I usually don't go out on Sunday because on Monday I have my university and then I have my job. So it is like really hard for me to go out on Sundays, but like okay. And then on Sunday night we were talking to each other. We started talking to each other like 10:30 p.m. exactly. Because I remember before that I had a word with my family. I usually call my parents like nearby 10, so that I get to sleep like at least 4 to 5 hours. So I was like, okay. So after talking to my parents, and he called me up and he was like, okay, hey, how are you? And we started talking like 10:30 p.m. and we talked like all night through. We pulled an all-nighter, and I remember keeping my phone down by 5:30, and I had my exam on Monday. If I'm not wrong, I had Maragi and Sigi exam on Monday, and I did not prepare anything. So, and I failed. I mean, I'm not proud of it, but just like, okay, it was like I did not study at all, so I kind of failed that exam. But I think I pretty much remember it was Maragi and Sigi. I could be wrong, but it definitely Sigi exam was there. So I was like, okay, so I failed that exam. That's different issue. And then he asked me out on a date. So he officially asked me out, and I said yes, because why not? And yeah, he was like that perfect guy that I was thinking of in my mind. Like I had certain image of a perfect guy, and he had every single thing in him. So I was like, okay, so he asked me out on a date, and he was like, okay, so is this time perfect for you and everything? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then we went out. We had a lot of fun. I think it was in Coex. I pretty much remember it. So we went to Coex and we had fun there, and it was like almost all day we stood there, and my feet were killing me because I was wearing heel. He was 6 feet tall, guys. He was 6 feet tall and I'm 5. So I was kind of wearing like this big heel, and I usually wear sneakers, okay? So I am not a heel person. I was wearing a really big heel, and I was like, my feet were killing me. I wanted to cut my legs off. And then he kind of understood, and he said, is it okay? Like we can sit, and you don't need to, you don't need to get yourself into all this pain. I kind of understand. And this took me, I was like, wow, this is a person every girl needs. And I felt so lucky at that point in time. I was like, oh my God, I'm so lucky, I get to meet this guy and stuff like that. And then let's just go forward at night. So we decided to have dinner in Shincheon. So we decided to have dinner in Shincheon. And so there's this restaurant. Again, there's an alcohol involved, so we need to give our IDs. So I gave my ID, he got a call, so he stood outside, and then I was like, okay, so I can go in. And I went inside, and I told him, like, you know what, I'm going inside, and you can come after you get done with your phone call. And he was like, fine, okay, you can go in. And I went in, I showed my ID, I went in and I ordered some things for us to have, and then I kept waiting, and then it was like almost 5-10 minutes, and I was like, what happened? Like, you should be here. Yeah, I think I should go out and see like what's happening. And then when I went out, I see that, you know, the guy was arguing with the security person, and I was like, what happened exactly? Why is he not coming inside, and why he's arguing with the person? So I got there to know like what exactly happened. And I got there, and the security person, I asked him like, what's wrong? And then he's like, oh, I cannot allow this person to go in. And if you guys are thinking something, you are right. So yeah, so he was like, I can't allow him in. And I was like, you know, why not? Like, what's the issue? And then he was like, he cannot go inside, he's underage. And I was like, wait, you need to be just 18, you know, to get inside. And I'm pretty sure he's more than 20. So he's like, no, this guy is 16. And I was like, wait a second. Everything around me started spinning. Sky fell down, and I still can't say anything. Everything inside that I was making, the dream house that I was making, it just fell down. And it fell down so bad that I can't. So I was like, what nonsense? And I asked him like, what are you talking about? And then he said like, you know, this guy showed me an ID, and I kind of doubted that ID. So I asked him to show me another ID, and when he didn't have, I told him he cannot enter. And then he asked me like, do I really need to show my ID? And then he asked like, I asked him for his passport, and when he showed his passport, he got to know that he was 16, so he is not allowed to go in. And I was so shocked. I was so shocked, and I was like, this can't be real. Like, first of all, he did not look 16 to me. He looked more than 20. He looked older than he was. So that kind of like was bugging me, and I wanted to ask him myself. So I said, you know, I asked the security person to calm down, and that I'm gonna talk to him about it, like what's wrong, because he was asking me to, you know, he was forging another person's ID. So I asked him like, what's the scene? You cannot enter. We met in Thursday party, so you cannot enter Thursday party until you're 18. So what's the thing? So he was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The truth is that I entered Thursday party with one of my friend's ID, and this time he couldn't enter. And I was like, but you didn't tell me, you know? And then he started on like, oh, age is just a number, you know, I like you, and I know you like me, and stuff like that. And I was like, wait, age is not a number. I agree to that, but me being more than 21 and you being under 18, this makes me a criminal. This makes me a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile, you know? And suddenly everything started to disgust me. Every single word, every single conversation that we had, every single thing started to feel so disgusting to me. And I was feeling like so bad. I was feeling like offended. And I was like, you know what? This is not right. Because you should have told me that you're not 18, because I already told you that I am 25, you know? I told him that I am 25. So you need to tell me that you are under 18, because that makes me a criminal, you know? So he was like, oh, you know, it's not like that. You know, he started to make excuses, and I was like, I was done. I was literally done for the day. There was so much pressure in my head, and I was so pissed. I was so pissed. I was like, you know what, just leave, and I'm going back home. And I took my things, I went inside, I paid for the bill because I ordered it, so obviously I had to pay the bill. So I paid the bill and I came out and I went straight to my home, and I was so shocked. I was like, oh my god, I mean, what exactly happened with me? And then that guy still was calling me, sending me texts, hey, you're taking this too far and stuff like that. I was like, no, honey, I'm not taking this too far. You do not understand what you did, You kind of catfished me into thinking that you are way older than what you were. And I was like, I was done. I was literally done. So after that, I got so paranoid that every time somebody approached me, I was like, okay, what's your age, Show me your ID. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I literally asked like 2 people to show me their IDs because I was so paranoid. I was like, oh my god, this can happen again. It is so hard to tell Western people's age that I was like, oh my god, I do not want to be in that situation. That situation was so embarrassing. That situation was so awkward. It took me a little time to gather myself and tell this to my friends, because obviously I was not able to accept it myself. Okay, this actually happened with me. So it took me a little time for, gathering myself back and, thinking and rethinking like what exactly happened with me. And then I told the story to my friends, and obviously they were making fun of me. They were like, okay, this happens. Some were like really supportive, and then some were like really making fun of me. You had it this time and this and that and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, what I got myself into. Yeah, and this is how the relationship ended in one day. It was not even one day, I guess, less than 24 hours. So this is the shortest relationship ever. Like, it started like 3:30 a.m. and ended the next day 8:30 p.m. Yeah, so yeah, this is it. I still can't believe that it actually happened with me, but I think it was kind of an experience where I got to know, okay, you need to be really careful who approaches you, and it is really, really important for you to know the person, and you need to see some IDs if you have any kind of, you need to be cautious. That's what I meant. And yeah, so this is how things went. And now, if it actually happened with you, let me know. And I was thinking that I should make a video of interracial dating, pros and cons. Let me know if you guys want to see that video. And plus, we're gonna go to part 3 of this video. Okay guys, welcome to part 3 of this video. And now we're gonna talk about my current situation. So currently I'm single, I'm not dating anybody. And the reason being that the schedule is so hectic. My work and this corona situation and the quarantine and stuff, and my sister getting hitched. I am so done with everything right now. Like, my life is so busy, it's so hectic right now that no, I cannot take another thing on my head right now. So I'm not looking for a guy, but yeah, eventually I will. But like, I'm not, actually looking for it. But you never know, life is unpredictable. You can get anybody. But like, for now, I'm single and I'm not dating anybody. So yeah, so this was the little story time. Not little, I guess, but like, this is the story time, and I hope we can have like this kind of story times again. I do have other cool, interesting stories about myself. Let me know if you guys want to hear more from me. And for now, I think we should wrap this video here. And it was so fun to talk to you guys, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye and peace.